Hey there. It's been a hot minute. I know I've been away from YouTube for the last few months and just life hasn't gone very well. And I don't want to get into all the details about that, maybe some other time in a different video. But I've really had full intentions of coming back, and I've even tried to shoot a couple of videos that just did not go over very well. I even got a new one of these, and I tried about 3 times to do an unboxing video, a review video. I tried to salvage that footage. I just want to start drawing and get back into this. So I thought today I'm just going to start doing a drawing video. I thought something really nice and easy that's easy to teach and demonstrate, and that is perspective. And most people, I think, know what perspective is, know how to do 1 and 2 point perspective and even 3 point. And for those of you that aren't that familiar with perspective and what goes into perspective, I think you're really going to like this. I've tried to take all the elements of drawing 1, 2, and 3 point perspective and condense it down just into one simple video. I've seen a lot of really big books and a lot of long, drawn-out lessons on perspective, and it's really something that's super easy. I can show in a couple of quick demos, and you can take that information and build on it and just go from there. So grab some pencil and paper, grab a tablet if you have one, and let's get started. All right, so this is the first little test run here. Hopefully this works. Really easy 1 point perspective. I'm going to use a ruler and a pencil. You can even do this freehand if you think you have enough control, but for simplicity's sake, I'm just going to use a ruler, and I'm going to start by drawing a line sort of roughly right across the middle of this sheet of paper. And this is called the horizon line. And it's called such because it is a point where the sky will meet the land. Okay, this is for an object on the ground. Things floating around in space or in air, another set of rules that come into that. For simplicity's sake, we're going to start with this. And then we're going to put a dot right in the middle. And this is called the vanishing point. And it is called the vanishing point because it is the point in which everything vanishes to as it moves to the background. You've probably seen like roads or railroad tracks, things that go back, that disappear into that point when it touches the horizon. Okay, so next I'm going to do is, I'm just going to freehand this, is I'm going to draw a square around that vanishing point, and this is going to be our box or building or whatever it wanted to be that is just structural, simple structural shape. Okay, so we're going to start with the corner and draw it towards that little vanishing point for all 4 of them. Sorry, that square ended up being a lot rougher than it was than I wanted it to be. I just didn't want to kind of sit here with the ruler trying to do all 4 sides real quick. I'm used to freehanding this anyway, so this should have been a little cleaner. Hopefully you can see this okay. I know it's really small, but I'm kind of doing it small for a reason. Now as you can see, you're looking inside this box and it's disappearing way into the background, so we got to give it a back. So we're going to add in the back, and if you line it up properly, all 4 of these should line up with these with the corner parts of the inside of this box. And there you go, and there you have the inside of a box, and you can see all your construction lines going on there. So if you laid another sheet on top, you could trace it off, or you could go in and erase those lines, and you have a nice perfect box, or front of a building, whatever you have. Now, you run into a little bit of a problem with this, because this is only really when the vanishing point is somewhere within the vicinity of this box. As soon as you start moving too far away from that, like let's say we move this box over here, we're still looking at it straight on, the rules begin to alter a little bit. So we're going to join to that vanishing point, right? And we're going to draw wherever the back of this box is, right here. And we're going to do the same thing with the inside corners. They're going to go, I'm just sort of eyeing it at the moment, right? Oops. And then the back of the box as well, right to about there. Up a little bit higher. Anyways, you get the idea. This doesn't have to be perfect. I'm sorry this is wobbling so much. I wish I could. I don't have it locked on very good, unfortunately. Now we're going to do a little bit of a problem. As you see, you start distorting this outside of the box because this is running parallel all the way across. If you're outside and you're looking at this object, your point of view is going to start to turn as you turn your head. We know these are straight, but when you start turning your head, if you had a whole bunch of boxes lined up, they would start to disappear into the distance, this direction. So this creates another vanishing point. So these lines should slowly start angling inwards, and this is where we get into two-point perspective. So let's start again with our horizon line, and we're going to take that, we're going to draw this quick with the ruler, but this time we're going to put two vanishing points right out here on the outside, right out wide on the sheet of paper, and we're going to start with, I'm going to use a ruler in this case, a line down the center, and this is the corner of our box or building or what have you. So now instead, you see you've got the bottom corner and the top corner. Now we're going to connect these corners to the outside vanishing points, because now the angle is disappearing. So start with the top and the bottom. These lines are a little bit longer, so that's why I'm going to use a ruler in this case. It is a little bit draggy, but I'm trying to go as quick as I can, and I'm not going to make it 100% perfect right now. It doesn't have to be. Okay, so now you can see the corner of this forever box was in the distance. So let's add the these sides to this here. And there you go. There you can see your cube, and you're looking right at the corner of it. And if you wanted to have this side open, then these two edges here, you can connect those to this vanishing point, and that is your inside corner of the box, right like that. And if you were to draw the back of it here, I don't think it would, no, it would, I'm just going to do it really lightly. Yeah, it would connect. You wouldn't see the back of the box in this case. But if you wanted to draw like an invisible cube, you could do that just like that. And wherever these cross, this was straight on. Actually, it was right in the middle, because where these two lines cross would then be your back corner. And it just happened to line up straight up with this one. So that is super easy two-point perspective. Two more things I'm going to show you. One is three-point perspective, which is where if you're above or below the object and you're looking up or down at it, that adds in an extra vanishing point. And then I also want to show you how to draw something like telephone poles or railroad tracks that disappear evenly in the distance, so that you're not kind of eyeing it and trying to figure it out. All right, so three-point perspective, in order to demonstrate this a little bit better, I've turned the sheet this direction, because the idea behind three-point perspective is that you are looking either up or down a very long, narrow object like a building. So we're going to start them by making our horizon line way up near the top. I'm using the ruler a little bit more for this one. And I'm going to put the 2 points way out here again on the outside. And I'm going to add another one way down here at the bottom. And I am going to draw a line which would be the front corner of this structure. I'm going to draw that up roughly to about here. And this is going to be the front corner of the building. And I'm going to just very quickly, I'm going to add in the right side here and the left side over here. Now, this is a very tall, narrow structure. So let's say I'm only going to make it about this wide. And you can already kind of see the building forming on this. Hopefully you can see this okay. I'm drawing really light here at the moment. So here you can already see the structure forming in this. Now we're going to join the outside corners of the building with the opposite vanishing point. So this one would go way over here. And this one's going to come way over here. I'm just going to cross it like that. And there it is. Now you're looking way down at this thing. This is almost like disappearing way down here. That's a super tall building. So if you want to have it attached to the ground somewhere, those lines as well are going to go to the vanishing point. So let's say our street level is going to be down about here. That also is going to, it really begins to warp the perspective of it. It really should actually be a bit longer than this. This is going to really do kind of a weird thing with your perspective, but it's relatively accurate. So there's the bottom here, the bottom of your building, and this would be kind of a street level. And if you wanted to, you could add like roads and everything down here, and you're looking almost down into the almost straight down into the street below. But this is a really simple way of showing how you can do this sort of dynamic 3-point perspective. And the same thing can work in reverse if you are looking up a structure like this, right? So that's 3-point perspective. The last thing I want to show you is how to draw, say, something like, say you want to show tiles, and you want the tiles to be, they're going to be going towards the vanishing point, but at exact increments, or telephone poles, or railway ties, that kind of thing. So let's grab another sheet of paper and I'll show you how to do that real quick. All right, so I grabbed another sheet of paper here. We're going to start again with our our horizon line, and we're going to do our vanishing point, and now we're going to do just say this is a road that's just going into the distance, disappearing, and then down along here we're also going to do a row of telephone poles. It's going to be right about here, and we're going to start with one. Right about there. And now this is the height of it. So the height will also go back to that vanishing point. Now here's the funky trick. So you've got this pole attached to the ground, and the next one we're going to start it about here. Hopefully I'm doing this right. Now there's going to be the next pole right in here. So what I want to do very lightly, now this was the main line here on the right side of the pole. I'm going to draw a very light X, just kind of through the middle of it. And the reason I need this X is I need to find the center point, which is about here. And then that I'm also going to join with the vanishing point. I'm going to do this very lightly. So we found the center between these two poles by drawing an X. The center line that we've drawn to the vanishing point is going to cross the second pole right there. That's very important, because now we're going to take the front of this. It's going to cross through that intersection right here with the second pole. So the corner across to the second pole will give us our next location on the ground, right there. And we can draw that in. And then you just keep doing that all the way back. So again, this corner of this line intersecting with the third pole until it touches the point down here that the poles are following. Right like that. And then there's the next one. And this can be done, like you can draw these across then so that you can draw railway ties or lay out perfect tiling, etc. And you can just keep following that all the way back. And that is really easy. Those are some super simple perspective tricks with drawing 1, 2, and 3-point perspective, and this little trick here for drawing things evenly in the distance. You can do almost anything from there. It's super simple. 4-point perspective, again, is something else. That's good if you're drawing objects kind of floating and turning in space and that kind of thing. But that's something I can save for another time. But 1, 2, and 3-point perspective, this little trick right here, you are good to go. All right, if you like this video, please comment down below, like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. So this was just a quick video to get me started again. I want to get into kind of the swing of doing videos on a regular basis. But we got Halloween coming up, so I'm going to do some Halloween-related videos from now until the 31st. Then after that, I'm not too sure yet. If you have some ideas, some suggestions, you can leave it down below. And be sure to check out my Instagram. You can comment there as well. Thanks again, and hopefully we'll see you next time.